In Shepherd's Bush, West London, a jewelry shop was attacked on October 25th. The robbers drove a Range Rover through the shop's front window in a smash-and-grab robbery. 3 people were involved. They broke the glass display cases with a sledgehammer and a hammer to steal jewelry. While escaping, one of them, Ben Wegener, 34, was caught by shoppers outside. A gas station in Orange, Texas, was robbed late Wednesday night. Security cameras recorded the incident. A man with a gun entered the convenience store, jumped over the counter, and demanded money from the female clerk. She was not physically hurt, but she was extremely upset, so she was taken to the hospital just to make sure she was okay emotionally. Police think this robber might also be responsible for another robbery that happened earlier the same day in Vinton, Louisiana, only about 22 hours before. Investigators noticed that the robber in both cases was wearing the same clothing, which suggests it could be the same person.
A group of Mexican migrants, who had previously worked at a particular restaurant, joined together and formed a small criminal gang. After planning their actions, they returned to the restaurant where they once held jobs and targeted their former employer. Once inside, they surrounded their old boss, creating a threatening situation, and carried out a robbery of the establishment.
The incident happened on May 27, 2025 at a gas station in Aguilas, Murcia, Spain. A robber armed with a gun and wearing a hood entered the gas station. He first approached a male employee, but the man did not back down. At the same time, a female employee was finishing up with a customer at the register. Both employees stayed calm and did not panic. After the customer left, the robber tried to force the male employee toward the cash register. The female employee then used pepper spray on the robber, causing a struggle. The robber eventually ran away without taking anything. This story happened in Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA. An armed man entered a store intending to commit a robbery. When he didn't see any employees, he paused, unsure what to do next. At that moment, the store owner was returning to work from a nearby building. He noticed the robber, quickly attacked him, disarmed him, and beat him. The robbery failed completely. Later, the police arrested the criminal. This story is about a tragic event in Venezuela. An armed robber came to a barbershop, jumping off a motorbike. He tried to rob the shop and forced a teenager to go to the cash register. When the robber tried to take the teen's mobile phone, the teen refused to give it. This incident happened in Oakland, USA, at a jewelry store. Several robbers with hammers broke a display case and stole expensive jewelry. The store has been selling jewelry for 40 years and was suddenly targeted by at least 8 criminals armed with guns and knives. When the robbers attacked, an employee ran to get the 76-year-old store owner, who was armed with a shotgun. The owner entered the store and frightened the robbers, causing them to flee.
In Brazil, what began as an ordinary day turned into a tragedy when a man tried to be a hero. During a robbery, he stepped in to stop the criminals, armed only with courage, not a weapon. Within seconds, the situation spiraled out of control. The robbers opened fire, and the brave man was struck down where he stood. His actions were noble but costly, a stark reminder that heroism in moments of chaos can demand the highest price of all. In the small town of Juruparanga, Brazil, a quiet afternoon at a supermarket suddenly turned into a scene of chaos. Armed robbers stormed in, shouting threats as terrified customers ducked for cover between aisles. The sound of panic filled the air as the thieves moved fast, grabbing what they could before fleeing the scene. No one could have expected such violence in a place meant for daily life. In a matter of seconds, the supermarket became the center of fear, confusion, and disbelief. In the quiet afternoon of Tulum, Mexico, a calm coffee shop turned into a crime scene when businessman David G. was shot dead for refusing to hand over his Rolex. Sitting with his bodyguard, Carlos C., David was approached by an armed man demanding the luxury watch. Within moments, gunfire erupted. David was killed instantly, and Carlos was wounded while managing to injure the gunman, who fled the scene with an accomplice. The tragedy left witnesses in shock, a life lost over a symbol of status and time, reminding everyone how quickly luxury can turn lethal. It was supposed to be an ordinary walk, a quiet moment between a husband and wife. But in a split second, 2 armed robbers appeared out of the dark, blocking their path. Demanding a cell phone, they turned a simple theft into a nightmare. Panic, a shout, then a gunshot. The man collapses as his wife screams for help, her world shattering in an instant. The robbers flee, leaving behind chaos and blood on the pavement. This footage captures more than just a crime. It shows how fragile safety can be and how one act of violence can destroy peace in a heartbeat. A quiet store becomes a stage for chaos when a masked robber storms in, wielding nothing but a hammer, in pure madness. The air fills with the sound of shattering glass and desperate screams as he swings wildly, turning an ordinary day into a scene of terror. Each strike echoes with rage and recklessness, showing how far desperation can push a man. It's not just a robbery, it's a brutal outburst that leaves fear, destruction, and disbelief in its wake. A reckless bandit driven by desperation but lacking skill, brazenly attempts to take what isn't his, confronting people around him and causing chaos in his wake. His daring and poorly thought-out antics quickly backfire, as his overconfidence and lack of planning make him an easy target. In the end, the so-called daredevil finds himself caught, a reminder that even the boldest, most audacious criminal schemes can collapse under the weight of their own recklessness.